Oh, well, all right, y'all. So, welcome back to Love 24 Hours here, where we review content that can either brighten or enlighten your day. So yeah, I don't really have anything for you guys today. So yeah, so hopefully you just enjoyed the video. So yeah, that's it until the next one. So shout out to the whole entire Love Tribe. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the video.
I knew I was gonna catch you. You're busted.
Has anyone ever showed you how to put a scarf on like this? You start off like this, put it to the back, crisscross them, and bring those two forward, okay? Then you want to pull the neck piece forward some. Put these two inside, pull them down. In the back, there will be one that you can put over your head. When we put it over your head, it will keep the ears warm. You can tighten it down to your head so your ears are nice and warm. And then you put your hat over. When you put your hat over, it's going to cover your ears perfect. So it's like double protection in the winter. You guys have a good day.
Yeah. The 7 chakra that go up the spinal column. Oh. And there's 7 like psychic centers, with the 3rd eye being the 6th and the 7th being the crown chakra. From a Templar perspective, this is really what Revelations is talking about. The 7 seals that need to be opened. And with the opening of each seal, our old perception of the world dies off and our new perception opens up.
Interesting.
If you take the first 6 chakra, each chakra has a certain number of petals on it. And the first 6 chakra have a total of 144 petals. The crown chakra is the 1,000-petaled chakra, and it's the powerhouse for the other 6. So if you times the crown chakra to the other 144, you get 144,000, which is, in Revelations, it says 144,000 are saved after the 7 seals are opened. This is what it's really alluding to.
Decide to become yourself, you become lonely.
Right.
Because everyone around you want you to be like them, or they want you to be them. So when you discover that you are unique, you are special, you are important, and you decide to become who you are and achieve what you were dreaming, loneliness is the result. And I say this many times, and in my books I write about this, that every true vision only has one believer first. And it's the person who have that vision.
Wow.
And that's what makes it lonely. But what attracts people to you is when you decide that you don't care if you're lonely, you're still going to pursue the vision.
That's right.
So it's the desire to use your aloneness properly that makes people come to you. You're no longer alone. And so I have been alone most of the time. I'm lonely now because a leader is always lonely because they are out front. There's no one out there with them. I want you to think about it. If you have everyone around you, then you're part of the crowd.
That's true.
So leaders they live a lonely life, but they chose that loneliness. And that's important. You have to choose to be alone if you're going to change the world. And every great leader in history, as you study them, they really found their true self when they was alone.
You know the year 2024 is a dodecahedron number? This is going to blow your minds. So just for reference, the next time we're going to have another year like this is in 2925. And the last time we had a dodecahedron number was 1330. Check this out. So a dodecahedron year is particularly focused on the number 12, potentially signifying a period with 12 significant events, 12 important phases, or simply a connection to the concept of 12 due to the dodecahedron being a geometric shape with 12 faces. It's essentially a year with strong emphasis on the number 12 in some symbolic way. So if you want to get biblical, this Friday is going to be 12 days from Christmas. Jesus appeared to people 11 or 12 times over a period of 40 days after his resurrection. God chose 12 tribes of Israel. He ordained 24, 12 times 2, priestly divisions. The 12 gates and foundations of the New Jerusalem. Oh yeah, and Jesus' 12 disciples. But there's more. 2024 is a tetrahedral number as well. Tetrahedral number, or triangle pyramidal number, is a figurative number that represents a pyramid with a triangular base and 3 sides. So how about all those drones in Jersey? So some UAPs are reported to be triangular or delta-shaped. Triangle-shaped UAPs are often described as large, dark, and silent. They are sometimes said to hover, move slowly, and have lights that pulsate and change colors. Witnesses often report seeing lights at the corners of the triangle.
So this is the newest version of our humanoid Neo, who is going to be piloted in homes. We're starting to roll that out now. In the long term, this will be doing your laundry, cleaning your house, tidying, and generally giving you back a lot of time in life. And in addition, it's going to be a great companion. You can talk to it, have good conversations, it can teach you things, it can be entertainment. And also, we're really excited about the ability to teleoperate the robot yourself. So if you're somewhere else, you can actually teleport into your robot and do small things in your house that maybe you forgot to do, right? Like feed the cat or close the window, check that everything's okay. It's going to be really exciting to explore in the coming years.
You know that declassified CIA document that says we live in a holographic reality? That the woman's womb is a portal? That you can literally send your consciousness to anywhere, whether it's past, present, or future, through astral projection and remote viewing? Yeah, well, the reason why the CIA was looking into this, because of this man. This is Robert Monroe. My previous video was all about him. He was born in the 1900s and he was a very successful businessman. Around 30 to 40, he started having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences. They freaked him out. He thought he had brain tumors. He thought he was going crazy. Every doctor he went to said he was perfectly fine. So he used his resources to hire a team of scientists to run experiments to figure out if what he's been experiencing could be replicated. He wanted to see if they could map out and explore as much of consciousness as they could. This is Thomas Campbell, an incredibly gifted physicist who was part of Bob Monroe's team. Campbell is very famous for his works in applied physics and metaphysics. So why did he want to work with Robert Monroe? When he was in college, he had some monks that came who offered to teach people how to meditate if they brought them a piece of fruit, I believe. He had time to kill. He thought it was going to end up being a scam. He gave his banana, and it was a life-changing experience for him. Being the scientist that he is, he was trying to figure out how to explain what he experienced, and he couldn't. So he got a job and continued to meditate. One day, he heard that Bob Monroe was coming into town talking about the out-of-body experiences that he's had. He with some coworkers went to go listen to him. Monroe mentioned that he was looking for scientists so that they could test what he experienced to see if they could replicate it. Campbell was like, I'm a scientist. I'd love to work with you. But you see, Campbell was still relatively young. Monroe was looking for older scientists that had some credibility to their name, who had a track record, but none of them wanted to work with him. They all thought it was woo-woo nonsense. So Campbell and a couple of other young scientists joined the team. Campbell's biggest focus was to bring scientific validation to everything that was being done. He wanted to demystify the mysticism. He wanted to use the scientific process to explain everything. So they studied it systematically. They were able to separate genuine experiences from anecdotal claims or misunderstandings. His book, My Big Toe, which documents the entire journey, freaking mind-blowing, guys. Freaking mind-blowing. For example, in the East, they talk about these sacred mantras, sacred words that if you repeat can take you to higher states of consciousness. What they found through testing is that it's not specific word, but rather the tone, the vibration that it carries. I believe in the book he says you could even say something like Abba-bardi-dum, and just repeat that. You can achieve the same thing. It honestly is one of the most fascinating books I've ever read. It bridges the gap between science and spirituality so well. But it doesn't stop there. He describes his journey of being able to access higher states of consciousness and the interdimensional beings that live in a higher vibration than we do, spiritual guides, if you will, he met in the teachings he got along the way. You know how there's a declassified CIA document that maps out the Galactic Federation? Yeah, well, some people have experience with it. The craziest thing too is you only have access to it if they let you have access. He described one journey where he was meditating and basically there were two beings. They're like, hey man, you're where you need to be with your progress. You can't do this anymore. And he's like, the door was sealed. He wasn't able to access those states of consciousness for 20 years until someone reopened it. The reason why he called the book My Big Toe is because these are the things that he has learned through experience. And his only objective is to lay out the information so that other people can gain knowledge through experience, which of course experience is the greatest teacher. So what does Thomas Campbell say that this life is? Oh, he says it's a simulation. Yeah, he says we're in a holographic reality that is a projection of consciousness that you are both a creator and participant in. You ever had that experience where you're like, man, this doesn't even feel real?
The more your vibration, the more your level goes up, the more you stick to your path, the more superpowers you unlock, right? It's just like real life, bro. The more you keep going on and focusing on yourself, focusing on your purpose, being happy, taking care of yourself, the more you raise your consciousness, unlocking these superpowers. Just like video games, the more you get further and further towards your journey, get ready to beat the game, you unlocking more superpowers, right? Life is a fucking video game. Stay focused. Do not get caught up in these side missions. All these side characters trying to distract you. Don't get caught up in these side missions. Life is a fucking video game. Stay focused. Keep your vibration high. Don't let these people take your health away. Keep your vibration high. Raise your level of consciousness. Unlock your superpowers. Unconditional love, true happiness, manifestation, astro traveling. You can do anything. You can fly. You can do anything you want.
Ever experienced where you've gone across a nylon floor, or you're wearing certain clothes, it's dry, and then you have a spark coming out of your finger and you go, oh, someone's got shot. What's happening there is you have all charge on your body, and there's something that's flowing out of your body, and this forms the toroidal structure, and it produces a microball lightning coming out of your finger. But the flux is always coming out of your finger. When you have this coming out of your body and you go into this position, I mean, specifically this position, right? When you are meditating, you have these structures coming out, producing an ether vortex, and you have these structures coming out, producing an anti-ether vortex. That produces the magnetic loop here, of the toroidal moment through the center. And that is able to interact with the dark matter that is flowing into the earth, which is a model of gravity.
Plan is good, but you need to know what to plan, when to plan, how to plan. If you plan when the wind in the east, the bugs, the lice, gonna mess your crop up. You can't enjoy it because all them plagues that Pharaoh had in Egypt come on these.
Nobody exists until they come into your consciousness. Crazy to say, this is even how quantum physics works. When somebody leaves your consciousness, they don't exist anymore. If they leave your consciousness, your physical consciousness, and you're still thinking about them, then they really didn't leave your consciousness, did they? This is how some people steal energy from you. They leave your physical presence, but they're still inside of your inner being. Just like how we're inside of God's inner being. You're breathing life into them, basically. By remaining conscious of them on the inside through your Bindu chakra. They're probably in the back of your head. Now, getting aware of the person in the back of your head and then using your inner voice to speak to the person in the back of your head, you are not performing mental telepathy. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to actually practice this yourself and see what you see the results. You already do it anyways. If you have a conversation with somebody in your head, right? Say you're having an argument with somebody in your head. When you show up around that person, they will pick up on their side of the argument. Meaning they don't have to pick up on it immediately, but they will pick up on it when you come around them, pick up on the brainwaves. And then for some reason, they will go with it. As in they would pick up on their side of the argument that happened inside of your head and then physically continue with it in this realm right here. You come around certain people and you already have tension with them. You are already arguing with them inside of your head. Crazy enough to say, you just got to get aware of what's happening on the mental so you can control the physical. But at the end of the day, you have your own conscious mind for a reason. I love y'all.
Every disease that we have is caused by just two things. A combination of a parasite and a pollutant. No matter what the disease is, it's a parasite and a pollutant, just at a different place. So whether it's cancer or diabetes or migraines or whatever it is, look for the major parasite and the major pollutant, and that's what is actually the dominant cause of that disease. So going back to cancer, the parasite there is a human intestinal fluke, and the pollutant is isopropyl alcohol. That creates the malignant aspect of a cancer.
God told me not to under the light. Something's coming
From the beginning of motion picture history, Hollywood has tried to show you what the afterlife is really like.
Good afternoon, and would be. Thought what would be? Where am I? Is this heaven?
No, it isn't heaven.
Is it hell?
No, it isn't hell either. Actually, there is no hell. Although I hear Los Angeles is getting pretty close. Well, Daniel, let me tell you what's going on. When you're born into this universe, you're in it for a long, long time. You have many different lifetimes. And after each lifetime, there's an examining period, which you're in now. You see, every second of every lifetime is always recorded. And as each one ends, we sort of look at it. Look at a few of the days, examine it. And then if everybody agrees, you move forward.
What do you mean move forward?
I mean move forward, continue onward. The point of this whole thing is to keep getting smarter, to keep growing, to use as much of your brain as possible. For example, I use 48% of my brain. Do you know how much you use?
47?
3.
I'm sorry?
3.
I use 3% of my brain?
Yes, don't worry about it. Everybody on Earth uses 3% of their brain. 3 to 5%. That's why they're there.
3%? 3%? You mean nobody on Earth uses more than that?
When you use more than 5% of your brain, you don't want to be on Earth, believe me. Well, not that your takeout places aren't lovely, but there are many more exciting destinations for smarter people. Now, being from Earth as you are and using as little of your brain as you do, your life has pretty much been devoted to dealing with fear.
It has?
Well, everybody on Earth deals with fear. That's what little brains do.
What are little brains?
That's what we call you folks behind your back. Oh, forgive me.
Who are you?
Well, I'm just like you. I was on Earth a long time ago. But I advanced. I moved forward. I got over my fears, and I got smarter. Did you have friends whose stomachs hurt?
Every one of them.
It's fear. Fear is like a giant fog. It sits on your brain and blocks everything. Real feelings, true happiness, real joy. They can't get through that fog. But you lift it, and buddy, you're in for the ride of your life.
God, my 3% is swimming. What are you reading?
You wouldn't understand this. It's just numbers.
You read numbers?
Yes, sir.
So I'm on trial for being afraid.
Well, first of all, I don't like to call it a trial. Second of all, yes.
Well, what if I'm guilty? What happens to me?
Don't think innocent or guilty. Worst comes to worst, you'll go back to Earth and you'll try it again.
Well, what do? You just keep going back until you get it right?
Well, you don't keep going back. Eventually, they'll throw you away.
The show will begin in 30 seconds. Welcome to the Past Lives Pavilion.
Oh my God!
In a moment, you will be asked to place your right hand on the plate next to you. An image of yourself in a former life will soon appear. When you have seen enough, simply remove your hand from the plate. Since we want to be fair and accommodate everyone, you will be limited to 5 past lives only. Thank you. Please place your hand on the plate now.
What the hell is this?
Elizabeth, time for supper, darling.
Be there in a moment, Mumsy.
What the hell's going on here?
Come on, men, to the castle!
Yeah! Who are you?
Dinner.
I was a prince, I was a whaler, I was a tailor. God, it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. You were a native?
Yeah, and a dressmaker. That's all I saw.
Patrick, that's so weird. You were a dressmaker, I was a tailor. Isn't that interesting?
Here's something you need to know about your ancestors.
And they tell you when they said study your ancestors because you are your ancestors. Did you hear me? You don't have to pray to your ancestors. Look at yourself. Every molecule, every DNA, everything that ever was in melanin is never forgotten and transplants itself into another body with the same memory that was locked in the first one. You just have to get the key to know who it is. That's why they don't like to take you into regressions, because all of that comes back. It still comes back sometimes with the drugs, and that's what the people who take the drugs don't understand. They get flashes of greatness without being able to maintain it, and then since they haven't raised their vibrational rate, the whole thing wears out, and you age overnight, forget what you did know even in this incarnation, become stupid and rancid, and go around helping to have other people with less possible intelligence take care of you.
To tell you what's going on. And the ways that they like to do that is by getting some double agents out here to put the truth out there. They understand how universal laws work. You can't do all bad. You can't do all good. While it is a beautiful thing to hear people like Jaguar Wright, Tokyo Tony, Cat Williams, Orlando Brown, it is beautiful to hear certain things come out, right? Do understand, though, that they are double agents. How so? They were in the industry. Not only were they in the industry, but they were around these people. They were amongst these things. Unpopular observation. It's part of their contract to come out and tell the truth. Somebody asked me, is that the reason why they wind up getting checked into a mental hospital for a second and then they get let out? Or is that why they wind up in jail and then they'll get let out? Yes. That's exactly why. You really think they just gonna let people come out and say the truth and they're not gonna have a problem with it, and you were a part of the industry, so we know firsthand that you were right next to the people that are the problem? We know firsthand that you know exactly what's going on in the industry, and we just gonna let you talk and run your mouth? Peep the chessboard. Don't get me wrong, I love hearing the truth come out, but I want people to be aware. Everybody that comes out talking about what was going on in the industry or what is going on in the industry always had a part in the industry. They either still be currently part of the industry, or they used to be a part of the industry, or they wanted to join and they only went so far, so then now all of a sudden they come out of the blue. And then this is the age of Aquarius, so information is, you don't think that these people that they work for know, the beings underground don't know, like they know. And it's almost like they're picking sections of Hollywood to expose. You know what I'm saying? For instance, all the comedians are going at each other's throats. All of a sudden, hip-hop artists are at each other's heads. All of a sudden, like, everybody just talking shit about everybody. Everybody exposing everybody. And the other way I peep it is because they only talk about certain stuff. I'm not saying that SA and drugging and sex trafficking, all of that is definitely important. That is super important. But there are some beings at hand that are controlling all this, and a lot of them know it. But they're not talking about that. They're not talking about why the hip-hop industry is so fucked up. They're not talking about the point of the sex trafficking. They're not talking about where it's starting from and why people are being sex trafficked. They're not talking about that, and they know about that. But they're not touching that part. I wonder why.
Favorite dance move? I'm from Japan. 1, 2, 3. I'm from Serbia. Lay down. Go deep.
Cada Bolivia. 1, 2, 3.
We are from the Basque Country.
We are from Poland.
Wow.
You're doing this.
My God. From New Zealand.
Combate, combate.
Oh, combate, combate, cara, vincitera!
Serbian. Right, left, left.
Traditional dance from Mozambique. Kick, bend, go up.
Colombia. Yeah, we dance together like this. And I'm like that.
That's from my record. We are all from Hungary.
Out, point, out.
Go down. 1, 2.
You got the body boom boom pop pop.
We're Ukrainian dancers. Go down. Yes. Arms, feet in the
I'm from Brazil. Bend one knee, contracting side, stand.
I'm from Cuba. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1.
I'm from Brazil. You go like this. I'm from Argentina. Sideways. 1, 2.
Sintiendo tu hielo.
I'm from Poland. Fingers like that. Tam, tam, tam.
I'm from Santiago de Cuba. 1, 2, 3. Let's rock.
We're both Native American. We learn just hoops. One go one way, the other one go the other way. There you go! There you go!
The excitement is really helping me.
We're gonna do 4 hoops.
I should do 4 too?
Yes. Swing and then go. Yep. There
Yeah,
that was really good. Okay,
guys, we
ready?
should record now.
Oh my god!
Please, did you record that? Send it to my mother.
Song and dance.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Left, right.
You have to just sit and do this. When I point at you, you go like this. You point me and then I do it. The energy accelerates and accelerates. You should just let me freak you. Go lower.
Are you always that energetic?
No, it's just now.
You should just let me freak. So what?
కుర్చీని మడత పెట్టిస్తుందా She said,
One, two, two, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2.
Every day hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work, I go berserk.
Now, if you 40 plus, I got a question for you. What the hell are we supposed to be doing? What are we supposed
I'm 47 and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. I remember writing in my memory book my senior year about my plans. And in my book, I wrote I wanted 4 kids. I wanted to be an accountant. And of course, I wanted to be married with a house and a dog. I'm 47. I've been married with 2 kids. I gave them back to who he belongs to before my 30th birthday. And I have 2 kids with 2 different men because I got pregnant right after high school after losing my virginity. You know, the first time I had a baby. And then I realized after giving birth to the first child, I don't really want to do this a whole bunch more time because it hurt and it's a lot. You know, I had to share my body with somebody for almost a year. And it's a lot. And after having baby number 2, it was confirmed. I don't want to do this shit no more, and so I stopped it from happening. So there go the 4 kids. I'm divorced. So there go the husband. Your best laid plans. I guess the advice I could give you is learn how to pivot, get you a lot of rest, and take care of your skin and your body, because it's just the only body that you got. But otherwise, a lot of us, we ain't got the answers. We don't know. We just out here pivoting.
Take off my clothes.
No, I'm tired.
Babe, let's take off my clothes.
I'm sleeping. Leave me alone.
Justin, please take off my clothes.
No, I just did it last night.
Let's take off my clothes.
No.
Babe,
Stop.
please take off my clothes.
Stop.
I'm not gonna ask again. Take off my clothes.
You are being absolutely ridiculous right now. You're being so selfish. The amount of times that I let you wear my sweatshirt and my sweatpants and you're making a big deal out of this is giving jealous vibes. I am sick and tired of it. You know what? Ask me again to use my sweatshirt or my sweatpants, my socks, my underwear, all the stuff that you always borrow from me. I'm just done. I'm done with it.
Hey man, listen. So shout out to the guys that filmed and did the skit for the Grinch and the Santa Claus. That was, listen, I can't, oh my goodness, Chef Kiss. Is that what they call it? Chef's Kiss, right? Yeah. Chef's Kiss. So yeah, it was perfection. So yeah, you guys, so until the next video, yeah, that's all I have. So please enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever. Until the next video. Peace out.